Fighting for second in the West, the Sylvan Lake Gulls and Fort McMurray Giants face each other for the first time this season in a 3-game series this weekend. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Home Team Live Gulls Baseball. I'm Cale Clark, and this is my colleague Jim Claggett as we get set for the second home game for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. I mean, it could have been technically considered a home game last night when the Edmonton Prospects claimed home field here in Sylvan Lake, but this will be the official second home game of the 2022 regular season for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And let's go back to that first regular season game, Jim. Sylvan Lake didn't have the game that they were hoping for.
No, and you open at home for the first time. For a lot of these guys, brand new, they were experiencing the Sylvan Lake vibe, I guess, and there was probably a little bit of nerves. Talked to Ty Boudreau coming in there, and he said, I just didn't have anything going. He said, breaking balls weren't breaking, sliders weren't sliding, fastballs weren't very fast, and I was leaving stuff over the middle of the plate. And no matter what level of ball you're playing for, if you put the pitch in the middle, guy's going to hit it.
Yeah, and some of the guys that are returning to the team this year were probably the guys that were the hardest on themselves after Game 1 here at Pagattle Park. I mean, you talked to Tyler McWillie after Game 1, and he was also not happy with himself. And we'll see what Sylvan Lake Gulls do tonight against the Fort McMurray Giants for the first time this season as we head over to our PA announcer, Joe Whitbread and Jared Waldo.
Please welcome Derek Childs, the Correctional Peace Officer, and Joanna Wiegers, the Community Corrections Manager in Sylvan Lake. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll introduce you to another voice here at Gulls Field to introduce you to a special guest. Please welcome the game night host for your Sylvan Lake Gulls, Jared Waldo.
All right, thank you very much, Joe. Joined on the field with our crucial diesel little leaguer of the game. This is 10-year-old Sutton Hyatt. We've got Tyus Wiegers joining us as well. Sutton Hyatt from Sylvan Lake, our crucial diesel little leaguer of the game.
All right, thanks very much, Jared. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise now if you're able and join tonight's anthemist, Nikhail Vandervlis, on the pitcher's mound for the singing of both the Stars Spangled Banner and O Canada.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. stand on guard for thee.
Take me out to the ball game. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Yeah. Hey, baby, do you come here often?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Sylvan Lake Gulls. Let's meet the starting lineup tonight for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Batting first, playing left field from Foster City, California, and Santa Barbara City College, number 4, Matty Fung. The shortstop from Riverton, Utah. He goes to school at Dixie State University. Number 2, Ethan He. The center fielder from Las Vegas, Nevada, attending Dixie State University in Utah. Number 13, Chase Rodriguez. The right fielder from the University of Utah. He makes his home in Calgary, Alberta. Number 5, Jackson Clement. The designated hitter from Nipawin, Saskatchewan. He attends college at Colby College in Kansas. Number 3, Kyle Freilich. The third baseman from Cerritos, California. He attends Cal State in Bakersfield. Number 8, Matthew Curata. The first baseman, batting 7th from Toronto, Ontario, and the University of Marion, North Dakota. Number 35, Noah Hull. The starting catcher, batting 8th from Calgary, Alberta, and the University of Marion, North Dakota. Number 12, Ben Prediger. The second baseman from Colby College in Kansas and from Elnora, Alberta, number 21, Cleary Simpson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's starting pitcher warming up on the mound, number 27 from Spokane, Washington, Ryan Cross. The umpire crew tonight calling balls and strikes behind home plate is Matt Ben. On first base, Don Buskus. And over at third, Jeff Chipley. The first batter, the third baseman from Fort McMurray, number 5, Charlie Towers.
All right, here we go. The second home game of the season for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, finally against a team that's not named Edmonton, Lethbridge, or Okotoks. They are facing Fort McMurray tonight, and Ryan Cross, momentary blackout, is on the mound, and he faces a familiar face here for Gulls fans, Charlie Towers, who played last year in Sylvan. And on the third pitch, Mr. Towers gets hit in the right leg, and he trots down to first base for the first base runner of the evening. Hit by pitch.
Yeah, Sylvan Lake finally getting their first taste of what it's like to play a team that they didn't play last year in a full regular season. Here at home, that is. Sylvan Lake never played Fort McMurray here at the Gulls field. And, you know, I asked the head coach, Ray Brown, what he thought. And he said, well, I was here in the wintertime because I used to coach, as that's hit up towards second base and to second to first. And they make the double play to start this ball game on Friday night in front of the home crowd. What a good play there. But as I was saying, Jim, sorry to keep going, but the coach, Ray Brown, was actually coaching Graham and Akil when they were in their baseball days up in Manning, Alberta. So he's actually got the chance to come out here in the wintertime and see what the stadium was all about and what it looked like. So
Looked like a snowbank.
yeah, it looked like a snowbank, though. I think this is his first time getting to see the full picture here.
This is the catcher, Jordan Bach, for Fort McMurray. 2 out here quickly after that, turning the double play between Ethan He, Cleary Simpson, and Noah Hull. And that is in for a strike.
And that's
1-1 count right now to Jordan Bach.
Sorry to cut you off, Jim. And that's the key to tonight's game. A better start defensively for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
And he just hit his second batter out of 3 here. So
Talk too soon.
Ryan Cross needs to settle down.
Yeah. So second hit by pitch this game, and that's not exactly what you want from the pitcher, but at least when the balls are, when the ball's coming off the bats, the defense are on their toes and ready.
This is first baseman Colton Cotter. And Cross misses outside with that one. Ball one. You know, you don't want to think of, this is a sign of things to come, but I was watching Ryan Cross warm up here just before the game, and one of his pitches was the Bull Durham just a little outside. It was way nowhere near Ben Prediger. But, and then he hits 2 batters. So he just needs to, it's probably a nerve thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure these guys get nervous before a game. You're not human if you don't get a little bit nervous. And Cotter fouls that off out of play. 2-1 to count now. Just underway here at Gulls Stadium at Pagano Park. Another solid crowd, another decent evening, a little windy, but they'll get past that. It's moving our camera around pretty good, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't do anything about that. The wind is the wind is the wind kind of thing. So 3-1 the count now on the Fort McMurray first baseman.
The wind coming from east to west, so if you're a lefty like Colton Cotter is, it could benefit him if he gets a hold of it.
And a good pitch there from Ryan Cross. 3-2 the count. This is where the Gulls got into trouble in the last game against the Okotoks. 2 out and men on base, and that's and 2 strikes usually, and that's when things fell apart in 3 innings for sure, and that's where the bulk of the runs for Okotoks came from on Wednesday night. But maybe this is a different thing. Fly it out to left field, and that is caught by Matty Fung out in left field. And that brings a close to the inning. So despite 2 hit batsmen, the Gulls escaped with no runs on no hits. And 1 man left on base. After a half inning, we are scoreless with the Gulls coming to bat. And it will be Matty Fung, Ethan He, and Chase Rodriguez, the scheduled batters to come up in the bottom of the first inning.
Tomorrow and Sunday afternoon, let's meet the Giants in their first stop to Gulls Field tonight. The third baseman batting first at number 5, Charlie Towers. In center field, batting second, number 20, Reese Calvin. The starting catcher, number 28, Jordan Bach. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 2, Colton Cotter. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 10, David Dreyers. At shortstop, number 19, Alfonso Villalobos. The designated hitters, number 8, Antonio Fernandez. The left fielder, number 1, Brandon Green. And the second baseman, number 16, Soki Fuji. The starting pitcher for the Fort McMurray Giants on the mound now, number 99, Logan Knight. How about a Central Alberta welcome for the visiting team tonight, the Fort McMurray Giants.
Here we are, bottom of the first inning. The first batter for the Gulls this inning will be one of the newcomers to the Gulls this year, the left fielder, number 4, Matty Fung. He'll be facing Logan Knight. on the mound for Fort McMurray. And Knight misses with that pitch for a ball. And a called strike there. 1-1 to count. The umpires tonight, Matt Ben is behind home plate. Don Buskus is over at first base, and Jeff Chipley is watching down the left field line.
Matty Fung from Foster City, California, going to college at the Santa Barbara City College.
And he drops this one foul down the left field line. Now, you know, I just happened to look down left field, and I could see when I was introducing the umpires, I could see third base umpire Jeff Chipley and Gulls coach Jason Chatwood having a little talk.
Oh.
They had a little discussion in the last game on a player called out for stepping out of the batter's box, which is a huge step out, like you were pointing out. And that's a big batter's box.
Yeah, you'd have to stretch out your leg quite well to accomplish that.
Yeah, and apparently he did. So, you know, we're taking the word of the umpire, I guess.
Yep.
I know the coach had a different viewpoint. He thought it was just a foul ball. And he may be right, too. Call's a call. It's done, right?
But, I mean, if you look at it right now, you look at Matty Fung's left foot, it is riding that batter's box line, honestly. That back foot is almost right on the line.
It is on the line.
So if he was to ever slip that left foot, yeah, you could be called if it was Jeff Chipley, right?
Yep. And Fung drives that right back to Logan Knight at the mound, and he flips it over to first baseman Colton Cotter for the first out of the inning for the Gulls. That brings up shortstop Ethan He, who was our Snap Fitness Player of the Game on Wednesday night for his work on the field at shortstop. And he got one of the only two hits that the Gulls managed off of Ryan McFarland for the Okotoks Dogs.
And a good shot there earlier on the TV of the Gulls dugout.
And he fouls that first pitch back. So I got a little life of a baseball knowledge for you later on. We're going to share through the game, but I'm going to start you with this, a little trivia. Don't Google it.
All right.
And people at home, if you're listening, don't Google it. Try to see if you can figure this out. How many stitches are in a baseball?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a good
and
one.
there's two legitimate answers.
I remember,
and I'll explain why.
We had this trivia once, I think, back in high school for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I can't remember the answer already.
I think we were still using frozen cow turds for baseball when I was playing. So that's grounded to third baseman Charlie Towers, and he fires it over to first base to record the second out of the inning. Or was that hockey? Oh, it was probably hockey that we were using.
Frozen turds? That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because they shattered when you hit them.
Yeah.
Baseball. And they weren't too frozen either. During baseball.
Not summer season. No,
we were using
unless
walnuts.
unless you're saving them and putting them in the deep freezer. I don't know. That'd be kind of weird.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. You didn't even have a deep freeze back then.
That's right. It was called outdoors.
Yeah. Deep in the ground.
That's pretty much it. This is Chase Rodriguez, a center fielder tonight. He was in left field on Wednesday night. He's out in center field this evening. He takes that first pitch for a ball.
And as I said, favoring the lefties with the wind right now, you definitely being a lefty wouldn't want to put it in the left field, because if it gets caught up in that wind, as that's a called strike, gets caught up in that wind, you never know. It could give the outfield a really good chance to get underneath it in time to any kind of ball, whether it's foul or not.
He could also play with them, too.
He could play with them a little bit, yeah. So
the wind does tricky things. A big swing and a miss there by Chase Rodriguez. Yep. Ethan He. And I'm trying to just look back at my score sheet to see who got the other hit last week, or on Wednesday night, I should say. But Rodriguez hangs in there, and he fouls that off. 1-2 count. I know I've got it written down somewhere.
now the Gulls did play last night, and obviously with a 3-2 win over the Edmonton Prospects. So they were batting much better last night than I assume they were batting in the previous night against Okotoks. And it is, he watches that one go by, and it's a called strike, and that will do it here at the end of one inning. Score remains 0, and the Sylvan Lake Gulls will play defense to start the top of the second when we come back here on Home Team Live.
Have you seen her? So bad and pretty, moving with a style and ease. And I feel her from across the room. Yes, it's love in the third degree. Ooh, baby, baby, won't you turn your head my way? Ooh, baby, baby, come on, take a chance. You're old enough to dance the night away. Well, you're a beginner, but just watch that lady go. She's on fire, 'cause dancing gets her higher than anything else she knows. Ooh, baby, baby, won't you turn your head my way? Ooh, baby, baby, well, skip romance, 'cause you're old enough to dance the night away.
Now batting for Fort McMurray, number 10, the right fielder.
Starting
David
things off here at the
Dreyers.
top of the second inning will be David Dreyers. He's playing in the right field this evening.
Fouls that back. 0-2 the count now. Ryan Cross on the mound for the Gulls this evening, left-hander. His first start for the Gulls at home, obviously.
Yep.
And Dreyers fouls that back. So the answer to our question, you could go with a 108 or 216 double stitched. So 108 on either side of the ball, or either side of the seam, I guess.
Yeah. Stitches in the baseball. Interesting.
There you go. You can't say you didn't walk
I-
away from here learning.
I knew
something.
it was 100. I just couldn't remember if it was a.
There's a strikeout for Ryan Cross, who's settled down from the first inning. A couple of hit batsmen there, but
Yeah.
he started off this inning quite well. And he'll be facing the shortstop, and that is Alfonso Villalobos. Villalobos. There we go.
Yep.
I'm just going to like saying his name, I think. It just kind of rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
That's a nice name.
Alfonso Villalobos. Okay, we got a 1-1 to count here on Villalobos. And he misses outside with that one. 2-1 now. Unfortunately, the scoreboard is saying a ball and 3 strikes and no strikes. Now, there we go. We got it now. Full count, or 3-1 count now.
And
On the shortstop.
Good to see, too, Ben Prediger getting the start as a catcher here at home tonight as he walks him there.
That looked like it might have caught the corner, but not according to Matt Ben. So it remains a ball. And Villalobos gets down to first base. This is the designated hitter, Antonio Fernandez. Looks like a big, tall kid. And a left-hander, so he's got the wind in his favor. Lefty against lefty, and first pitch is fouled back.
Now batting for the Giants, the designated hitter, number 8, Antonio Fernandez.
That's Villalobos over on first base after drawing the walk. And Cross makes a throw over to first to Noah Hull just to keep him honest. We keep an eye on that base runner right now
Fernandez with the 4th best batting average on the team at a 300 and having 30 at-bat appearances, scoring 5 runs on 9 hits so far this season.
Fouls that back against the screen. 0-2 the count now. 1 down here in the top of the 2nd inning. No score between the Giants and Gulls. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout, the 2nd of the inning for Ryan Cross. That brings up the left fielder. That's Brendan Green. Brandon. Sorry, Brandon. And he comes in first pitch strike. And keeping a close eye over at first base, because Villalobos has got a decent lead over there. And he comes inside with that pitch and misses for a ball. 1-1 the count now on the Giants left fielder, Brendan Green. The second baseman, Soki Fuji, is on deck, but that's gobbled up by Kurata over to first base, and that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base. After 1.5 innings of play here at Gull Stadium, we are scoreless with the Gulls coming to bat. That will be Jackson Clement, Kyle Freilich, and Matthew Kurata. We'll have that for you after this.
All right, fans, welcome to the ballpark this evening. It's a little windy, but we're having a good time here on a Friday night at Gulls Field at Gavel Park. Rally down here on the concourse, inviting you to find some of our wonderful volunteers selling those Vesta Energy Gulls Gift Foundation 50/50 tickets. We gave away over $7,800 the other night. Half to the ones Gulls give, and obviously half you can take home for yourself. So you can find any of our volunteers who are walking around here on the concourse. They've got their black smocks. You can see them. They're very visible. It says 50/50. Got that Best Energy logo on there. They will take your cash, your credit, your debit, whatever you got, they will take. And again, proceeds going towards Gulls Gift Foundation, which is very near and dear to us. So at any point during the evening, make sure you get your tickets. Last call for those ticket sales will be after the 7th inning stretch, and we will pull a number in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Excuse me, I'm not in my best. I've been gone for a month. I've been drunk since I left.
Now batting for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, the right fielder, number 5, Jackson Clement.
Jackson Clement steps in to face Logan Knight here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. No score between the Gulls and the Giants. Jackson Clement, Kyle Freilich, and Matthew Kurata. And right away, Clement drives it to short. Villalobos over to first to record the first out of the inning. That brings up the designated hitter tonight. Young man from Saskatchewan, Kyle Freilich.
And good to see him as the designated hitter tonight. Hopefully going to start getting things going for him, as his batting this year has been a little bit not up to par of what we know lately, and the wind favoring him tonight could be a good opportunity for him to start seeing some good results today.
Takes that first pitch for a strike. Yeah, he's got a lot of pride in his hitting. And he gives that a ride out to right field, but David Dreyers is chasing it down. The wind has taken it, and that is gone. There's the wind factor right there for a left-handed batter, where it looked like it was going to hang up in the wind, and it just kept going and going and going until it was gone. Kyle Freilich with the first home run at home here for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Yeah. And, well, right on cue, Jim. He just gets a hold of it, and you know what? He didn't get all of it by any means. He got under quite a bit, but that wind really is helping. And the outfielder in right field there, Dreyers, thought he had it. He wasn't on his horse right away, and then as he noticed the wind picking up, catching it, he slowly started making his way back towards the fence more and more, and then next thing you know, it's gone, and the Gulls have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it looked like he it looked like he was just going to just hang out in right field and just let it drop down to him, and it just kept going. Took off on him. 1-1 the count now on third baseman Matt Curata, or Matthew. I guess I should, you know.
We're on a short name basis. Jim's starting to get to know the players already, so they're already
Matty
buds.
K, you know,
Yeah.
they call him Matty K.
Yeah,
No, I don't know the man. I'm just meeting most of these kids right now. So. Yeah. 1-2 the count now on Curata. Noah Hull, the first baseman, is on deck. 1 down, 1 run in on the home run by designated hitter Kyle Fralick. And bat flying, mouth guard gone, or the thumb guard. Everything went left on that one. That's a strikeout for Logan Knight, his second of the evening. That brings up first baseman Noah Hull.
Yeah, the boys in the dugout had to be careful there. That one went literally right through the gap into the dugout where the players walk in and out, and right through the gate it went. And luckily, no one was injured on the play.
Yeah, those are the things that you just get out of the way. You don't try and catch them.
No, yeah.
It's a bat. It's just, nothing good can happen there.
You see those heroes on TV sometimes, in the crowd do it here and there, but
1-1 the count right now on Noah Hull, the first baseman. Another left-hander. Left-handers might do well with this wind, as we've seen just now with Kyle Fralick. And he catches the corner with that pitch. 1-2 the count. Now, I would imagine that Tyler McWillie is sitting on the bench going, well, I could go to right field.
yeah.
I mean, he's not a lefty, but we have seen him hit some power to right field. So that's outside. 2-2 the count.
You never know. We might see him come in and be a sub as the next DH for Kyle Fralick later on in the game, depending on how things go.
That's true. You just never know. And a strikeout for Noah Hull, and that closes out the inning. But the damage done, 1 run on 1 hit, nobody left on base, and after 2 complete, the Gulls with a 1-0 lead over the Fort McMurray Giants, and we'll have the top of the 3rd inning after this. Here we are, top of the 3rd inning, and this is the second baseman Soki Fuji for the Fort McMurray. I was going to say Vancouver Giants, the Fort McMurray Giants.
And yet I have the opposite problem. I want to call them the Oil Barons from the AJHL.
There you go. Yeah, we have our problems.
Yeah.
First pitch in for a strike, and he misses low with the second one. 1-1 the count now on Fuji. leadoff hitter Charlie Towers is on deck. He was hit by a pitch the first time up, but then got taken out during the double play. 2-1 to count now on the Giants' second baseman. And he watches that pitch go by for a strike and evens the count at 2-2. Well, after a little shaky start, Ryan Cross has kind of settled down here, I think. And he misses outside with that one. Full count now to Fuji.
And we've seen that in previous, well, last year especially, the pitchers would come through and.
That's grounded to He over his short, up with it, and Noah Hull makes the stretch, and they record the out.
Yeah, much better recovery there from the Gulls defensively. You're up in the count and then gets back to full, and you kind of close it out like you should. One away.
This brings up Charlie Towers, the leadoff hitter for the Giants. And he was taken out, like I say, at the start of the double play in the first inning after being hit by a pitch, and Ryan Cross misses with that pitch outside. Reese Calvin is the on-deck batter. That's lifted out to center field, and that is Chase Rodriguez running it down. And that is 2 out here in the bottom or top of the second inning or third inning. I'll get it. It's early. I'm in preseason mode right now. I'm still warming up. I don't know, lukewarm maybe, but I'll get warm eventually. Not temperature-wise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
this
talking
wind,
about. Yeah.
This wind, you're not getting warm. Reese Calvin now stepping up to the plate for the Giants. That one was thrown a little outside, up high too.
He misses low with that pitch too. 2-0 the count now on the Giants center fielder, Reese Calvin. Ooh, well, that was way outside and low, but Ben Prediger tried to sell it and frame it, but there was a lot of movement in that glove. Umpire wasn't getting fooled by that one. And he misses 4 straight pitches, 4 straight balls. And another walk. And that's basically 4 runners, 4 batters for the Giants that have gotten a free pass. 2, you paid the price a little bit because you got hit.
Yep.
And then 2 walks here. So 2 down here in the top of the third inning. 1-0 Gulls lead on a home run by designated hitter Kyle Fralick. The pride of Nipawin, Saskatchewan. And I'm not saying that lightly. He is the pride of Saskatchewan, Nipawin at least. He's making them proud.
Yeah. This is on the opposite side of Alberta. Lander, BC is where Jordan Bach's from.
Mm-hmm.
Going to St. Xavier University.
1-1 the count now to the Giants catcher. Reese Calvin over on first base with a reasonable lead over there. Ryan Cross keeping an eye on him. Oh, I'm not sure where that missed, but apparently it did. 2-1 the count. That center field camera is just getting a workout, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a little high and yeah, up in the wind.
It's catching all the wind. Predator was ready to throw down to second base, and that pitch missed. So 3-1 the count now to Bach. And he drives that out to left field. And Matty Fung is chasing it down and trying to make the play in foul territory, but just couldn't quite track that one down. And again, I'm pretty sure the wind had something to do with that one as well, because it's just playing havoc with the ball when it gets up in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, surprisingly that beat him away from Fung in the left field, but yeah, and again, you kind of anticipate the wind maybe blowing it towards you a little more than it did, and last minute dive effort, which was a good diving effort too.
Yeah.
Almost worked for him.
Well, it's tough when you're a right-handed left fielder and the ball's going away from you. And that's driven down to Noah Hall over at first base. He'll take it himself, and that'll close out the inning. No runs on no hits, and one man left on base. After 2.5 innings, the Gulls lead it 1-0, and they'll be coming to bat. Prediger, Clary Simpson, and Matty Fung will be the scheduled batters, and we'll have that for you after this. Bottom of the third inning here at Gulls Stadium at Pagato Park. Jim Claggett, Cale Clark here for you on the Sylvan Lake Gulls Facebook live stream broadcast here. And always, as always, a tip of the hat to our camera crew, and also, of course, Warren Red over there, and Calvin and Blake Bellows in the truck there. They do a great job making sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do. This is catcher Ben Prediger. He takes that first pitch for a strike.
And Prediger being home from Calgary, just down the road of the QE2, and going to University of Mary, and I'm thinking that's North Dakota.
Okay.
It's got ND beside it, so I would assume that's North Dakota.
Good. That's a good guess.
Yeah, I'll give her.
I'd go with that.
Yeah.
Put all your money on North Dakota.
Yeah.
1-1 to count there on Prediger, and he drives that down to third base. And that was Charlie Towers making the play across the diamond for the first out of the inning.
Charlie Towers with, yeah, a great arm and some war paint too. I've noticed he's got some good old face paint going on.
Got the black
He's
under
got
the eyes.
black under the eye, but
Yeah.
it's really brought, like, he's really got a good makeup thing going on over there. It's,
All right.
it's intimidating, that's for sure. Larry Simpson from Elnora, Alberta, next at bat here for the Gulls.
He watches that first pitch go outside. Cleary, of course, in the history book says the first hit, first home run, first stolen base.
He just he wanted to be that guy that
He
made
was
the
that-
record books.
He was that guy.
Yeah.
2-0 the count now to Simpson, who's playing second base this evening.
And he's also known as Clutch Cleary, the nickname that Jim and myself gave him last season.
Well,
Just-
you that's all yours.
Well, I
you take
didn't
credit
want
for
to take
that.
all the credit.
No,
but
you should.
All right.
You should. 2-1 to count on Simpson. No, I didn't have anything to do with that one.
Yeah, he just seemed to, last season just seemed to, in the, the times that they needed a picker up or a momentum boost, it was from Cleary.
And he drives this to first baseman Colton Cotter, who beats him to the bag just in time. And we come back to the top of the order now. Matty Fung, who grounded back to the pitcher last inning, or in the first inning, I should say.
And it looks like we got some warm-up going on in the bullpen for the Fort McMurray Giants, and that's going to be number 4, Brady Wilson, getting ready. And really, honestly, I think number 99, Logan Knight, has been doing quite well for the Giants. So, this is a lot quicker of some warm-up and action we've seen in the bullpen since game 1. Game 1, I think it took till the 6th inning or so to finally start seeing some warm-ups for the pitchers.
And Matty Fung evens the count at 1-1. I'm curious, like with 3 games on the weekend, maybe you want to stretch your pitchers out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Or maybe that's not how the coach handles things. He likes to get guys in 3 innings or so, and they each get 3 innings.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not overuse their arms, and
Yeah.
you just never know. Yeah.
2-1 the count now on the Gulls left fielder, Matty Fung. He takes that one off the foot. Today must be hit a batter day or something, because that's the 3rd one we've had today.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're throwing that hard, how much can the wind really affect the ball? I think it still does, to be honest with you. I think maybe just slightly it could be throwing the pitchers off a little bit too, with trying to play with this crosswind like they have been.
Absolutely. This is the shortstop, Ethan He, who grounded out to 3rd base back in the 1st inning. And Knight comes in with a strike on the first pitch, 85-mile-an-hour fastball. And I was talking to some people after the game with regards to the radar gun and where it's positioned. And they think that it might be off a little bit because we had one of the Gulls pitchers reach 99 miles an hour on one of the pitches, and it was like,
yeah, Tyler Hampu was the
that's
pitcher
right.
there that reached that 99 mark, and we looked at each other.
It
Our
looks
mouths
pretty
were
cool.
open. I mean, yeah,
It's a number that you go, oh, okay.
that's impressive.
But we're not 100% sure, so it has to be calibrated, I guess, by the RCMP. And Matty Fung takes off, but to no avail as Ethan He strikes out, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left on base. And after 3 complete, the Gulls hanging on to a 1-0 lead over the Fort McMurray Giants here at Gulls Stadium at Pagato Park. We'll have the top of the 4th inning for you right after this.
Now batting for Fort McMurray, the first baseman, number 2, Colton Cotter.
Top of the 4th inning here, and this is the first baseman, Colton Cotter, stepping in to face Ryan Cross here in the top of the 4th inning. Gulls with a 1-0 lead on the strength of a solo home run by Kyle Freilich. And Cross comes inside with that one for a called strike. He misses low and outside for that one. 2-1 the count now.
We were just saying in the break there, Jim, that crowd here tonight, pretty decent, pretty pretty solid. I was telling you, I don't think it was as full as home opening night, but
No.
still a pretty good crowd for Friday night.
That's
Sylvan
right.
Lake on a summer night.
And he catches the corner on that one. 2-2 the count now, or 3-2, I should say. The count now on the first baseman, Colton Cotter. And he drives that down to Noah Hull over at first base. He'll take it himself. Stepped on the bag.
And a little bit of chicken fried.
Takes the first run. Takes the first out.
Friday night.
So we talked about the number of stitches on a baseball, right?
Yep.
How many baseballs do you think the average Major League Baseball game goes through on a night?
On a night?
Yeah.
Do I give my guess now or do I wait until the answer?
Wait. This is Dave Dreyers, the right fielder, who watched that ball sail over his head after he thought he was going to catch it in about, medium depth right field. And he takes that pitch inside. 0-2 the count now. Yeah, it was a story done by a reporter down in the States for The Athletic, and he did a story on baseballs. And they're going to check. Nope, down to third base. They check with Jeff Chipley over there, and he says no, he did not go around. So 1-2 the count. So the average is 115 baseballs.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say 260, because I mean every time it hits the ground, it's thrown out, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And this is lifted foul. 2-2 the count remains. So, and then that night that this guy did his story, they had 11 games on that night. So that's 1,265 baseballs used in one night. I did not know that, and now you know.
Yep. Wow.
Full count now on Dreyers, the right fielder. Nobody on, one down here in the top of the fourth inning. Gulls leading 1-0 over the Fort McMurray Giants. First time ever for the Giants here at Gulls Stadium. And he lifts that foul, and that's going to head out into the Gulls bullpen, or short of it at least. I'll have a little more about the baseball stuff later on.
I was just gonna say, you got to think about how many lucky fan getting a ball there as he walks out. But you got to think about the material that goes into those baseballs. Clearly, they got lots of it if they can go through that many baseballs every game.
Oh, and a called third strike there. Dreyers was already headed out down to first base. No, umpire Matt Ben had other ideas and called that a strike. And here's the other thing that I guess maybe kind of lessens, because it's about $25 a baseball.
Yeah.
But Major League Baseball owns Rawlings, who makes the baseball. So they probably get a deal by buying in bulk, and the fact that they own the company.
Yeah.
I would think they probably get a deal. And that's fouled down down the third base line. This is the shortstop, Alfonso Villalobos. 1-1 the count now on Villalobos. 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning. Ryan Cross on the mound for the Gulls. He comes inside with that pitch, and the count runs to 2-1 now. Matty Fung, Chase Rodriguez, and Jackson Clement are the outfielders. This is right back to the box, and Ryan Cross lobs it over to first base, and a simple top of the fourth inning for Ryan Cross, who has definitely settled down since that first inning where he hit 2 batters of the Giants.
Absolutely. Yep.
That brings a close to the fourth inning. No, top of the fourth, no runs on no hits, nobody left on. We will head to the bottom of the fourth inning, and the scheduled batters for the Gulls: Chase Rodriguez, Jackson Clement, and the home run man, Kyle Fralick.
The memory of my angel could never cause me pain. Years go by, I'm looking through a girly magazine, and there's my home angel on the pages in between. My blood runs cold
All right, folks, make sure you get your Vesta Energy 50/50 tickets, and proceeds going towards the Gulls Gift Foundation. Of course, you will take half that pot home as well. And you can see, if you look to the video screen, we're currently at $4,290. That number is going to continue to rise over the course of the game. So make sure you go find one of our Vesta Energy volunteers, grab your tickets, and let's get that pot growing on a Friday night.
Bottom of the fourth inning here, and leading things off will be the center fielder, Chase Rodriguez, who struck out in the first inning against Logan Knight, who is still on the mound for the Fort McMurray Giants.
Yeah, unfortunately, his 6th strikeout of the season, however, has a 133 batting average. Hoping to get a piece of it here.
And he checks his swing on that one. And they check down to third base, and no, he did not go around. It's kind of a weird night.
Yeah.
The cloud, and doesn't look like rain clouds, though. It's just kind of dark.
Dark overcast almost, yeah.
Might have to get the, I got the sunglasses on, but I might have to take those off. Maybe that's why they're so dark, right? 3-0 the count now on the Gulls center fielder.
Yeah, Rodriguez is in the driver's seat right now and can definitely decide to swing at this next one or wait for the perfect pitch.
And he walks him on 4 straight pitches. You know, that's kind of a, you know, as the coach, what do you do, right? You've got a guy that's struggling at the plate.
Yep.
And he's got a 3-0 count. Do you give him the green light to hit? Maybe to get him off the snide kind of thing. But you didn't have to worry about that because the ball was outside. Didn't even have to swing. So.
Yeah, and the risk of that too, right? Being you want to make sure you're getting the ball cleanly off the bat. And with this wind and everything like that, if you ever pop it up, it's, you know, could be easier to catch the knot. And it also could be harder to catch the knot, just depending on where it could be.
That's true. This is right fielder Jackson Clement, a returnee from last year's Gulls roster, and he takes that first pitch from Logan Knight as a strike. Rodriguez over at first base, and he's taking off, and the throw down to second, and they say they got him. He got him on the tail end of that. A great tag there by shortstop Alfonso Villalobos. They nail Chase Rodriguez at second. And that was a strike as well. So 1-1 the count on Jackson Clement. And that is outside. I thought Rodriguez had a pretty good jump on that, but a great throw by Jordan Bach. It was a little bit to the first base side of second, but the shortstop made a great catch, and guess what? We got another guy hit by a pitch.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a lucky break for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. I mean, you were walked in the first batter, Rodriguez, and he gets thrown out at second, trying to steal, and now you get another opportunity here with Clement getting on base thanks to a hit by pitch, and Kyle Fralick already with 1 home run at his first bat appearance back in the second inning here as a chance to help increase the lead for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
So I believe now we are even on hit batsmen. Each team has 2 now. So.
Yep.
And it's not like they're throwing at anybody. This is not a intense rivalry between these 2 teams, or it's the first time they've ever met. So there was no warnings given to any dugouts or anything about throwing at players. So, but probably see a little action in that bullpen soon, I would think, for Logan Knight. I haven't been keeping track of his pitch count, but he's probably up in that 45 to 50 range right now. He throws over to first to keep an eye on Jackson Clement. Kyle Fralick, the home run hitter, at the plate. There's one ball on him right now, and he's looking to hit one hard to right field again. That's his favorite field. And he drives that hard down first baseline, but wide and foul. 1-1 the count now on the DH this evening for the Gulls.
Yeah, you almost need a little bit of a ball boy almost at the halfway mark there to go grab those balls when they go down the foul territory, because you start to see the players from each team having to make the long journey down the
It's, you know,
side there, and
it's guys sitting on the bench.
Yeah,
They're not doing
what else are
anything.
they doing?
Stretch their legs.
yeah, good walk in. Right?
1-2 the count now on Frelick. Jackson Clement over at first base. Frelick takes that high and inside for ball 2. It's a good eye there. He's looking for his pitch right now.
Yep.
He's just going to drive it as hard as he can. And swing and a miss. Good pitch there. Little off speed by Logan Knight. And that sits Kyle Frelick down for the second out. And that brings up the third baseman, Matthew Carrata, who struck out back in the second inning. Jackson Clement still over at first base.
Yeah, Coretta, you know, he's known so far this season, has had some pretty good luck swinging the bat early on in the year with a .333 batting average. 1 run and 2 hits. And he's got 2 walks so far this year as well.
First pitch to Carrata was a ball. And that misses outside as well. 2-0 the count now. 1-0. Gulls lead here at Gull Stadium. A solo shot from Kyle Frelick back in the second inning. That's the only scoring we've had tonight. And the count going to 3-0. And some action in the bullpen over there for the Giants now.
Yep. That's going to be
Number 6.
Number 6. So Evan Morrison will warm up, and they did have Brady Wilson warming up earlier on, so now they're getting a different one in there.
Catches the outside corner on that one. 3-1 now. I believe Carrata was pretty much taken all the way on that pitch. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jackson Clement over at first base. Matthew Carrata the batter. Logan Knight on the mound for the Giants. He throws over to first base, and Clement back. Signals coming in from Coach Jason Chatwood down there on third base. And Carrata, good eye, and he takes the walk there to keep the inning alive, and bringing up the first baseman, Noah Hull, who I saw in the concourse. He was going to the concession to get something. I don't know if it was something to drink or something to eat, but he was dancing to the music.
There you go, taking it all in.
Okay, there's the first baseman. You know, free spirit, right?
Yeah.
You got to be a free spirit. Okay, and they're still warming up, and I think the coach giving a little chat there to Logan Knight. I think probably just saying, you know what, just get through this inning. You got one more out to get. See what happens.
Yeah, no Hall from Toronto as well, the big city. East side.
The big smoke.
The big smoke. You know what, actually, Sylvan Lake actually got a pretty good dinner before this game. I'm not gonna lie, I went in the dressing room there, and I got to see the dinner that they were chowing down.
Oh.
I was pretty jealous.
That's behind Noah Cross, or Noah Hall, I should say. Wow, that's a Bull Durham pitch right there.
Yeah, the coach's talk, you almost wondered it. Didn't help, I guess.
No.
Almost, if anything, made it a little bit more nervous knowing that if you don't start throwing some heaters down the middle, you might be coming out earlier before the end of this inning.
Well, that moves everybody up 90 feet. So Noah Hull with 1 ball and no strikes, and he's just kind of lost his, the professionals always say, his release point. In other words, he's just throwing the ball. He's not pitching. And that's not a good sign.
Yeah, and I actually just watched the coach for the Fort McMurray Giants, Ray Brown, kind of give a signal towards the bullpen. So I think he's telling his pitcher, get ready.
Yeah, he's just not finding the plate at all. That's 3 straight pitches that were nowhere near the strike zone.
Yeah.
And he's a little frustrated. You can just see the body language is like, come on, man, just.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to groove one because you got a left-handed batter with a wind blowing out to right field and 2 men on base. And I can see why he's a little. And he comes really inside on that one and loads the bases with another walk.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised here.
He's
if we
coming
make
out.
a Pitching change.
He's coming out now. He probably told him, you got this batter. If you can't do anything, we're going to have to give you the hook. So, okay, you know what? While he's doing that, I'll give you a little more trivia, or
All
not
right.
trivia, but a little more information about the life of a baseball. Okay, excluding spring training and playoffs in Major League Baseball, they get 2,430 games per year. And when you add it all up, here's a number for you for the number of baseballs that they would use per season on average. Okay, it could be more, could be less.
Yep.
279,450 baseballs.
Wow, that's crazy.
I saw that number and I went, really?
Yeah, over 250,000 baseballs used a year. Hey, wow.
And you know what? And this, I read this somewhere a few years back. Is that a lot of the baseballs that they get, they find a minor league team and they go and they give those balls to the minor league players or the teams. They go out and they say, here you go, guys. Here's your little league team. You know, you give them 100 baseballs, they're good for the whole year.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, because they'll use ball after ball. In this league, talking to third base umpire Jeff Chipley, I said, how many balls do you guys use in a game around here? He says, we start with 3 dozen, and then we recycle ones. And if they don't have a big scuff out of them,
yeah.
or even like a notch or something, you know, he says, it stays in play, and we'll just bring them back in. Once we've gone through the 3 dozen, we'll just bring back in some new ones. But we gotta have, he says, and made a good point. He said, we gotta have balls already there, because he said, you know, you get a pitcher is on a roll, and the last ball goes out of play, and now he's got to wait for us to bring balls back in. He's going to get annoyed.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
I'm hot right now. I want to see him.
Yeah.
Give me a ball. Any ball. I don't care.
Kyle Frelick style, where you don't pause, you just keep throwing.
That's right.
And if that pause is too long, it'll throw him off.
So bases loaded here, 2 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. This is Ben Prediger. And, sorry, who's the pitcher we got now in Wilson?
We have Evan Morrison.
Evan Morrison, and Prediger greets him with the first pitch and slams that to the wall out in left field. That is going to clear the bases. That is a 3-run double for the Gulls catcher, Ben Prediger, as all 3 of those, the hit batsman and the 2 walks, came back to haunt the starter for the Giants, Logan Knight. So all 3 guys score on that double by Ben Prediger.
Yeah, and Prediger couldn't have put it in a better spot, really. The wind, he kept it low and down in the left field in the wind there, and put it just, to the right of Green. And Green really had to get on his horse and run to the wall to grab that ball. And yeah, what a great shot there. Nice 3-run double.
So a 4-0 lead now for the Gulls here. And that brings to the plate Cleary Simpson, the second baseman for the Gulls, who grounded out to first base back in the 3rd inning. And he takes that pitch high. 1-1 the count now.
Yeah, you got to feel for a pitcher coming in that situation, bases loaded, and
First pitch.
yeah,
and
first pitch goes.
stroke right to the wall.
Yeah.
And this is going to drop in for a base hit as well. As Cleary Simpson keeps the inning alive. And he could get an RB out of this. Nope. Good throw there by Brandon Green, and then cut off by Alfonso Villalobos to make the play down at home plate. And home plate umpire is getting a little chat from Mr. Chatwood. That's Matt Ben, and he's explaining what he saw. But
Well, it sure opened up, though, in that fourth inning. Now 3 runs scored more as the Sylvan Lake Gulls take a 4-0 lead over the Giants here at Pegattle Park when we come back to the top of the 5th inning.
Center field. When I say go, Rick is going to start running. 3 seconds later, Snapman is going to take off, and they're going to race all the way down the warning track in front of the dugout, and they're going to go through this ribbon. Legend has it, Snapman has never been defeated. Is tonight the night? All right, Snapman, get ready. Fans, are you ready? Rick, are you ready out there? In 3, 2, 1, go! Go! Oh, it's close. It's close. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Pfeiffer. Our Snapman competition. Wow, history. Night number 2 here at the ballpark. And we'll be back all season long. So make sure you bring your running shoes, because you never know when you might get tapped to go against the Snapman.
Now batting for the Giants, the designated hitter, number 8, Antonio Fernandez.
all right, here we are, top of the 5th inning. Gulls 3 runs in that last inning, the bottom of the 4th, to take a 4-0 lead here. And Ryan Cross still on the mound for the Gulls, pitching a strong game, and he's facing the designated hitter, Alfonso Fernandez.
Yeah, talk about Cross coming in. You know, at the beginning of the game was a little iffy at the start, but like we said, started to settle himself in and down, and he's starting to really throw some good strikes and some good pitches out there.
He sure is. 2-1 to count now on Fernandez. And he grounds that to third base. Carrata scoops it up and fires one hop, and a great play by Noah Hull to scoop that out of the infield. I was going to say the dirt, but there's no dirt on the infield, so out of the
Turf.
There you go. And it's not really real turf, but great play there by Carrata, and an even better one by the first baseman Noah Hull to record that first out.
Hull bobbled it too a little bit. He had to really make sure he grabbed it and kept his foot on the bag to keep it keep it an out, I should say.
This is Brendan Green, who made such a great play out in left field on the hit by Cleary Simpson. As Predator tried to score from second, and Green made the play to Alfonso Villalobos, and he made the play to home plate, so they got the out. But right now, Green is ahead on a 2-1 count. Top of the 5th inning here at Gull Stadium. And that's ground foul to even the count at 2. Gulls with a 4-0 lead over the visiting Fort McMurray Giants. First time for this franchise to come down here to Sylvan Lake. And a swing and a miss there. Another strikeout for Ryan Cross.
So far, that's 1, 2, 3 strikeouts on my sheet that I have for Cross.
That's what I have too. Look at that. We match up.
Oh, that never happened.
I know. That does not happen at all. It's been balls and strikes. And, but now we've got the scoreboard here. So that's lifted out into center field for a base hit. And that was Suki Fuji, the second baseman. And that, by my count, I believe, is the first hit of the game for the Giants.
Yeah, I have that on mine as well.
This brings up the third baseman, Charlie Towers. It was hit by a pitch in the first inning, flied out to center fielder in the third, and takes that first pitch for a strike. And Fuji, not much of a lead over there at first base. That misses inside. 1-1 the count now on the third baseman for the Giants, former Sylvan Lake Gull, Charlie Towers. And Fuji does take off a little, I don't say hit and run, I say run and hit. Cleary Simpson up with it over to first base. And that ends the inning. No damage there. No runs on one hit, one man left on base. And after 4.5, we are seeing the Gulls with a 4-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. And here we are, bottom of the 5th inning here at Gull Stadium. The Gulls with a 4-0 lead over the Fort McMurray Giants. And top of the order, starting things off here, the left fielder, Matty Fung, takes the plate. Grounded it back to the pitcher and was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd inning. And he's quickly down 0-1. Evan Morrison on the mound, and that ball gets away from him. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how Morrison settles himself into this game. This will be his first full inning to pitch.
I'm sure he's hoping it's a full.
Oh,
inning.
yeah, yeah. I should maybe speak too soon, but
Well, no, you never know, right?
you just never know. Yeah.
2-1 the count now on Fung. And inside, and 3-1 now. I think this is what they refer to as a batter's count, so he can look for his pitch on this one. And that wasn't it.
Nope.
But it was a strike, apparently. So 3-2 the count now on Fung.
Yeah, he definitely thought that was in his favor.
There's been a couple of those tonight. And no doubt about that one. That was well outside. So Matty Fung takes the walk. And that brings up shortstop Ethan He. ground out to third and a strikeout in the third inning. So he's 0 for 2 on the evening. Wants to get in on the hitting action.
I don't know if you remember this, Jim, but the tradition continues over at first base where you get on base, you get a nice little snack from your teammate there.
There's another hit batsman.
And yeah, here come out the gummies or whatever they might be.
Yeah,
as he walks his way over there.
I think we determined it was gummy bears of some sort.
Gummy bears, yeah.
I
There's
tell you,
he eating it up right now.
they didn't have have to dig into the supply too much the other night against Okotoks with only 2 hits. They doubled their hit production tonight, but it's the walks and the hit batsmen. There's been 5 of those.
Yeah, lots.
So he might have to dig into the gummy bear supply.
Get a backup bag.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the bullpen with the backup bag of gummies. Yeah. Chase Rodriguez is up to bat right now, and he threatened to bunt, and Morrison caught the outside edge of the plate for that pitch, and that's a called strike. Rodriguez walked back in the 4th inning, struck out in the 1st. 2 men on. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Gulls 4-0 leaders right now over the Giants. And Rodriguez had an idea to swing at that one, but it was too far outside. And that evens the count at 1-1.
Right there on the picture, you got to think where Jeff Chipley is standing. That would be a little worrisome being up in direct line of fire and not having anything to protect yourself but your quick moves.
Well, yeah, you better be quick.
Yeah, and as we take another look at the bullpen for the Fort McMurray Giants, number 27 warming up, and that is Colton Bagshaw.
Yeah, 1-2 count now on Rodriguez. And a swing and a miss. And he sits down for the first out.
Yep, settles himself nicely there for, walking the first 2 at bat. Now he strikes out Rodriguez, and you got to think that Evan Morrison is feeling good about that one. A little bit of a sigh of relief there.
Yeah. And this brings up the right fielder Jackson Clement, who was hit by a pitch and scored back in the 4th inning. The 3-run 4th inning for the Gulls. And he lifts this up into center field. That's Reese Calvin who gets it, and gets it in quick, very quick. 2 down now here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Kyle Freilich, who homered back in the 2nd inning in his first at bat and then struck out in the 4th, is in to face Mr. Morrison, the mayor of Sylvan Lake. He reminded me of that the other day.
Forgot about that nickname, yeah.
He was very popular around here.
Another guy that was very popular around here, but unfortunately not playing really this season. We got to talk to him and catch up with him after game 1 is Cooper Jones. When he came up to bat, wasn't that something? You say Cooper. I say Cooper, you say Jones, and everybody just participated in the chant when he walked up to the plate.
There was a 56-mile-an-hour curveball that didn't hit. 1-1 the count on Freilich. Runners on 1st and 2nd. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And he catches the corner with that pitch. The 1-2 now the count on Freilich, who's looking to maybe cash in 1, possibly 2. With a solid base hit, and there's a big gap there in right field between right and center. And if anybody's watched this team play, they know that Mr. Freilich favors that right field.
Yep.
2-2 the count here. And he drives that hard down the third baseline. Count remains at 2-2.
Yeah, lots of space in that right field for Freilich to drop it, even if he, maybe doesn't get a hold of it all. He's got a lot of room to drop it in there.
Yeah. And it's odd that, now Calvin's moving over to the other side of second base, But with the wind blowing out that way, you would think you wouldn't play him on the left field side of second base. You'd play more on the right field side. But he's a ball player. He knows his duties. He knows his job. He knows how to play the position. So 3-2 the count now on the designated hitter for the Gulls tonight, Kyle Fralick. Runners on first and second, 2 out. And everybody's moving on the pitch, and another strikeout for Kyle Fralick. And that brings the inning to a close. No runs, no hits, 2 men left on base. The Gulls carry a 4-0 lead into the top of the 6th inning. We'll be back.
All right, fans, it's Jared Narcomo. We've got Sully the goalie. Who's enjoying themselves in the ballpark here this evening? Well, we appreciate you being here and just for coming. We've got some swag to give away, courtesy of our friends at New Force Energy Services. You want a Frisbee, a water bottle, sunglasses, make some noise, and Marissa and Sully will throw it out to you. Who wants something here on a Friday night at Gulls Field? We still got some. Who wants it? Here. Good thing that wasn't a water bottle, Sully. Nice work. One more. The wind's taking it. Nice work. We're under the lights now, folks, and we'll be back. Enjoy the game. Gulls up 4-0. Go, Gulls, go! Go, Gulls, go!
Ryan Cross staying in for the Sylvan Lake Gulls thus far. And you know what? He's facing a pretty hot batter right now. Reese Calvin leading the team right now in batting average at a .429 with 28 at-bat appearances before this game, that is.
Okay.
First throw is a strike 2.
Misses outside with that one. 1-1 the count. Calvin grounded to second base. No, he was part of the double play. That's what I've got here.
Yep.
He was the closing end of that double play, and or the start of that double play. That's what it is. And then he walked back in the 3rd inning. I'll make up my own hieroglyphics here on my page. He reaches for that one and just slaps it foul down the right field line.
Yeah, so obviously that's probably a good sign that you're keeping the top batter for the Giants held at the to just a walk so far.
He grounds that to Clary Simpson over to second, scoops it up and over to first, and there is 1 down. And that brings up the catcher, Jordan Bach, hit by a pitch in the first, right back to the pitcher, or over to first base, I should say, back in the 3rd. So he's 0 for 2 this evening. Oh no, 0 for 1.
Yeah.
Because a hit by pitch doesn't count. It hurts, but it doesn't count. Ryan Cross delivers, and that is outside for ball 1.
We're seeing a little bit of action in the Sylvan Lake Gulls bullpen.
Yeah. He misses 2-0 now. He's at about 71 pitches right now by my count, Ryan Cross. And that's drilled out to left field, but the wind's going to hold it up, and Matty Fung makes the grab, and that is 2 down.
You know, I'm a little surprised where Matty Fung is standing in left field, especially when he got a hold of that ball. Matty Fung looked like he was quite shallow in the outfield and had to run quite a ways back to get underneath that ball. And again, I mean, he's not as far out anymore, but obviously he's facing a left-handed batter.
Well, and that's part of the play too, right? Left-handed batter, you got to come a little bit over, but with the wind blowing that direction, this is what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And there's a strike. Quickly 0-2 on the first baseman, Colton Cotter. And a quick inning. That ball gets away though for Prediger, and Cotter is going to make it down to first base. So that is a strikeout, but he gets on base because of that. The pass ball. But yeah, as we were talking, playing that position, you're going to shade the left-handed batter a little more towards center field, and with the wind holding the ball up,
Yeah.
and moving it to the left fielder's left, he can afford to play. He's not quite as far over for Dave Dreyers, but
No.
Dreyers 0-1 right now. The count on him. And quickly it's 0-2. I think this might be the last inning for Ryan Cross, but if he sets him down on this one, that's only 10 pitches this inning, so he might come back out for the 7th. And that's grounded to Simpson. He moves to his left and up with it, and that ends the inning. So no runs, no hits, one man left on base. And after 5.5 innings of play, the Gulls with a 4-0 lead over the visiting Fort McMurray Giants.
I'm glad you're here. Can we do an unofficial poll at our second official home game? Let's find out with your applause where you're from tonight. How many of you drove from out of town to be at the ballpark tonight? Clap your hands. And how many of you live right here in Sylvan Lake, Alberta? It's wonderful to have you at the ballpark no matter where you're from, and we'd like to say a special welcome to our guests from Fort McMurray, Alberta and area. Welcome to Central Alberta for the next 3 days. The Giants will be here again tomorrow night at 7:05 and Sunday afternoon as well. You can still grab your tickets for a Gulls home game this weekend featuring the Fort McMurray Giants. And if you're from in the Sylvan Lake or Central Alberta area, we'd like to give special recognition to family, friends, and especially our billet families who are taking in our boys this summer, many from the United States of America. How about a hand for the billet families in Central Alberta taking care of the Gulls this summer?
Bottom of the 6th inning, Sylvan Lake with a 4-0 lead over Fort McMurray. And starting the inning off will be the third baseman, Matthew Carrata, followed by first baseman Noah Hull, and then the catcher, Ben Prediger.
Carrata starting things off with the with the walk. He got the Gulls' second run in the 4th inning.
That is correct.
Yes, I passed.
He fouls that back against the screen. Yeah, it was a hit by a pitch, Jackson Clement, and then Carrata got walked, and then
And then Hall
Noah
got walked
Hull
as
got
well.
walked.
Yep.
And then Ben Prediger got up, and here's another hit by a pitch.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
It's been the theme lately, and more warm-up going over in the bullpen for the... I don't know why I want to say the Dogs. Probably because we just had Okotoks here on Wednesday night, but the Giants 27 is warming up, and that is Colton Bagshaw.
Okay, this is first baseman Noah Hull, who's made a couple of really good defensive plays over there at first base. And that pitch misses low for a ball.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, but was it Noah Hall that was called out for stepping out of the box in Wednesday night's game? Or who was that batter that you can recall
I can tell you it was Chase Rodriguez.
Chase Rodriguez. Okay, so there was a 3 in the number. I knew that.
Yep.
But Noah Hall, a big, lengthy first baseman, and you know, the reasoning why they get so many players out at first is he's got that long stretch.
He's a big body.
Yep.
Big target to throw at. And he drills this into right field, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. David Dreyers comes up with it and holds Corrada just to get to second base, but a solid single for the Gulls first baseman, Noah Hall. The bats are starting to come alive for the Gulls, who had only 2 hits on Wednesday night against the Okotoks Dogs here at home.
Yeah.
I don't know how many they got last night.
Well, it's just good to see, right? I mean, you come from 2 hits in your home opener, and you're already, you know, over double of that here tonight. It's good.
Yeah.
You know, that's positive things to see, and I mean, I'm sure Jason Chatwood's happy to see that too. And it was just a matter of time that they got out of that funk, a very quick funk.
And Predator strokes that hard down third of the left field baseline, but that's foul. 0-1 the count. Now I know our fine friends that run the scoreboard have them at
4 hits, right?
4 hits, but
Yeah,
there's
it should
5.
be 5. Yeah.
There's 5. Of course, we're not official scorers, but all those hits were actual. There was no question about that they were hits. So, and Predator squares to bunt, or at least looks like he's going to bunt, but he doesn't.
Yeah. Well, and you got to give us credit too, Jim. We're used to not having the scoreboard from last season, so you and I were doing a lot of scorekeeping ourselves here. And I mean, we were never wrong because we didn't have anything to correct us until unless there was somebody that was actually keeping stats.
And he lays down a perfect bunt here. Nobody covering third base. But they get the play over at first. But the job done by the catcher, Predator, as he lays down a perfect bunt there. And everybody moves up. Corrada moves to third. Hull moves over to second. A good sacrifice bunt by Ben Predator to move the base runners over into scoring position. And that brings up the second baseman, Elnora's pride and joy, Clary Simpson. Just an absolutely delight to talk to this young man.
Yeah, every time he sees you, he'll give you the smile, right? Ear to
He's
ear.
got a smile, man.
Yeah.
He's always smiling. You can't be that happy all the time, can you? I guess you can if you're playing baseball and going to school and you're young.
Yeah, and he had a great first year down south too.
Yeah. And he's going to Northern Kentucky, I think, is where he's going to go to school.
Yep.
Yeah. Northern Kentucky. I got to ask him, why Northern Kentucky?
Good fried chicken.
Oh, okay.
You see what I did there?
I saw what you did there. There's a kernel of truth to that statement. Oh, and a great play there by Fuji at second base to hold Corrada at third. He flashed some pretty good leather there to make that play. Well, a hard hit ball by Simpson, but it didn't get through. That brings up the top of the order, Matty Fung, who is, well, he's been hit by a pitch and he walked and hit back to the pitcher for the first out in the first inning. So he's 0 for 1 tonight. He's due for a hit.
Yep.
And that paints the outside corner for a strike. 4-0 Gulls here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 out, 2 men on. The Gulls with a 4-0 lead right now, looking to add to that. And that ball misses low. 1-1 to count now.
Yeah, and if you're the Giants, you want this. You need this to hold the Gulls at on base. Obviously, they're in danger territory right now and well within scoring position. So if you're the Giants, you're hoping to hold them here.
Good pitch by Morrison.
Beautiful curveball, yeah.
71 miles an hour. And we're assuming once again
that is correct.
The radar gun is correct, but it may not be. and that's fouled off the screen. Of course, if you talk to anybody in this area, and let's just narrow it down, anybody in this park right now and ask them, so do you believe that radar guns are accurate if you've had a speeding ticket? And they'll say no.
Yeah, no.
No, there's no way I was doing that fast in my Miata. 2-2 the count now to Matty Fung, the Gulls left fielder. 2 men on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-0 Gulls lead it. Be interesting to see if Ryan Cross comes out for the 7th inning. And Fung chops that one down the third baseline. And they just got him.
Wow.
Well, that was we don't have replay, but a good play by Charlie Towers to get the ball down there. But the umpire's right there. He's a lot closer to it than we are.
And Jason Chatwood also kind of, having some words from across the field, and
he's doing his due diligence.
you got to give credit though. Matty Fung with the wheels on that play. He had some speed, and he, obviously didn't quite beat it just in time, but a good job there by the Fort McMurray Giants to close out the inning and hold stranded batters on base as we head into the bottom of the 7th inning.
In our Vesta Energy Gulls Gift Foundation 50-50 draw is coming up at the bottom of the 8th inning.
And we are back for the top of the 7th inning, and the Gulls with a new pitcher on the mound, but a familiar face for Gulls fans. Number 18, Jake Finkelstein, takes over, and this poor young man had a serious injury to his pitching arm and had a very short career out here in Sylvan Lake, but he had the surgery, he worked hard, and now he's back, and he's happy to be back. I talked to him the other day, and I said, what happened to the rest of the hair on your face, kind of thing? He says, yeah. I said, you look a lot younger. He says, I feel a lot younger. So if that's all it takes.
Well, sometimes that helps.
That's all, yeah. But this Jake Finkelstein in to pitch for Ryan Cross, who had a solid 6 innings of work.
Yep.
Finkelstein right now, though, is having a little trouble finding the strike zone against the shortstop for the Giants, Villalobos. And he finds the strike zone on that one.
Alfonso.
And unfortunately walks him on the first batter that he faces. That brings up the designated hitter. I'm thinking it is the designated.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. I just, we can't see the numbers, so we're just kind of guessing sometimes. Is that the same player? We're not sure.
Well, we were thrown in for a little change up there last game on Wednesday night, where we didn't even have
number 11,
the name or number in our roster or online even updated. Again, glad to have you tuning in. If you are just tuning in right now to Home Team Live, Cale Clark with Jim Claggett here in Sylvan Lake at Gulls Field.
Finkelstein throws over to first to keep Villalobos a little closer to the bag. And maybe just to settle his nerves down a little bit.
Yep.
This is the first home action for Jake.
Well, we kind of had a little bit of anxious and nerves running through Ryan Cross as well when he was pitching to start the game.
1-1 the count now to Fernandez, the designated hitter. And 1-2 the count now. Good fastball, or a good off-speed pitch, I should say, by Finkelstein. Here we are, top of the 7th inning. Gulls with a 4-0 lead. A 3-run 4th inning is what has done the damage so far, or for the most part, including a solo home run back in the 2nd inning by Kyle Frelick. 2-2 the count now.
And look at that view on the baseball field there. I mean, it just showed it for a second. There it is right there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that is some lush grass out in the outfield, and just perfect cutting lines there by you, Jim, in the infield. Good straight lines.
Yeah, I couldn't do that with a ruler. 3-2 the count now on Fernandez. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout for Finkelstein. So he's settled himself down with the next batter. And that brings up Ben Green. Or Brendan Green. Now, what do I call Ben? Because I got Ben Predator and Brendan
Ben
Green.
Braden. Lots of B's in there.
Names and names and more names. That's okay.
5 other games going on in the league too, Jim.
Oh, wow, busy Friday night.
Yep.
This is out to right field, and Clement is not going to get to that one, and it bounces over the wall, and that's going to hold Villalobos at third, and Green with a double, a ground rule double, to keep the inning alive.
Well, that's what you needed if you were the Giants for sure. Just a nice hit over the head of Clement in the right field, and we're getting some more warm-ups going on in the bullpen for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Number 37 there is Stephen Hospital.
Oh, and got the call on that one. Did Finkelstein for a strike. This is Soki Fuji, the second baseman, who showed he's got a really good glove over at second base on a play that he made earlier in the last inning. Oh, that one just gets away, and it looks like Villalobos is going to score easily from third base on a wild pitch by Finkelstein.
Yeah, unfortunate break there. Just got away on him to the outside by quite a bit, and that'll allow the Giants to get finally on the board.
2-1 the count now to Fuji, the second baseman, and he gets inside. I thought that hit him. But 3-1 the count. Or okay, the umpire's showing 3-1. That's what we got. Okay. And another pitch that gets away from Predator, and another run will score on that.
Yeah, you got to be careful here. That's 2 straight runs now on a wild pitch from Finkelstein, and yeah, you got to wonder what if you're Coach Chatwood, and I think he is making his walk over towards the bullpen just to kind of give the signal, be ready. And we're just gonna wait here. I'm not sure exactly if he's going to get someone right away or if he's just telling them stay on guard. And
they got a couple of guys up there.
Meeting coming up here.
Yeah.
Mount.
That's the. I'm just going to make sure I get my roster properly here. That is Matt Hape. That is the pitching coach.
Yep.
And Matt's having a little chat here with Jake and saying, you know, just do your game. Throw strikes. You got good defense behind you. That might not be anything close to what he's saying. So that would, I guess, if I was coaching, that's what I would say. Just relax. You got a lot of good defense behind you. get the ball in play and see what happens, right?
Oh, luckily for Silver Lake, 2-run lead so far still, so
Yeah.
they got a little bit of room yet, but yeah, definitely you want to shut it down here because Giants could start getting some momentum off these mistakes.
And the top of the order now with Charlie Towers. Soki Fuji over at first base. Finkelstein with an 0-1 count. One down here in the top of the 7th inning. 4-2 Gulls lead it. Oh,
That looked like a good pitch, but must have stayed up
where that
high
missed.
a little too much. Might have just missed it on the high side.
1-1 the count now. Fuji with a decent lead over at first base. And Finkelstein comes in with a strike to go up 1-2 now.
Yeah, he needs this pitch.
And that's fouled down the third baseline, out of play. 85-mile-an-hour fastball. One man on. Oh, and Towers swings at a pitch that was probably ball 2. But he helps out Finkelstein with the wild swing there and Finkelstein gets the strikeout. 2 down now, and that brings out the center fielder, Reese Calvin.
Reese Calvin obviously was, as we've talked about before, was on the receiving end of a double play and was walked in the 3rd and grounded out in the 6th.
And Finkelstein seems to have settled down. He's in there for a strike. 2 runs in this inning, both as a result of, well, we'd say a wild pitch and maybe a pass ball on the second one. We're not sure. We're not official scorers, so not sure what they're going to call that last one. But those 2 runs are a result of those 2 plays. Fuji, sorry, still over at first base. And Calvin takes that pitch inside for a strike. 1-2 the count. 2 down here. 4-2 Gulls lead it here in the top of the 7th inning. Finkelstein looking to close things out here and limit the damage to just the 2 runs. And that's popped out of play. Over on the berm here. Nope. Near the trailer. Nope, stayed in the park. And the young man just got himself a souvenir. Let's see the ball. Everybody wants to see the ball now. I'm not giving it up, man. He's keeping the ball. 1-2 the count now on Calvin. And that's drilled down third baseline. Coach didn't even move. He's experienced. He knew that wasn't going to hit him. He didn't even wave at it.
Yeah, no, Sylvan Lake doing a pretty good job as far as limiting the Giants to hits.
Oh, they got him. Oh, but Finkelstein throwing over to first base, and Noah Hull just couldn't get the handle on it. Well, they had him dead to rights. He was leaning towards second base, and they had him picked off. So.
Yeah, it's starting to, you know, if if you're Sylvan Lake, it's getting a little nerve-wracking out there. I mean, you're starting to see more and more mistakes coming out of this inning, and they just got to settle themselves back down here. That's going past Calvin's trailer.
And these ladies walking out in the parking lot are going to go get a baseball.
Yep, almost got hit. Had to be careful.
Yeah,
scared the one there that got the ball in the blue.
Now I have a baseball.
Flinched when it landed.
I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to try and throw it back in. She is really. She's going to run it in now. 2-2 the count. Sorry, you guys. You can't see any of this. I know. So we're just. You're going to have to use your imagination.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Calvin Reese, or Reese Calvin, I should say. I said Calvin Reese. I'm changing everybody's name. I'm just going to arbitrarily just.
Whatever floats your boat, Jim. You know?
I'm going to do it.
Do it.
Full count now.
This is a
on
huge,
Reese Calvin.
huge pitch for Finkelstein.
Yep. You don't want to put another man on base. And that is drilled to left field. And Matty Fung up with it, and he's making the play to home. But that scores Fuji easily from second base. And the Gulls lead is now down to 1 run after a solid single by Calvin.
Yep.
And that brings up the catcher, Jordan Bach.
Yeah, nice RBI by Calvin to, again, find the gap in left field. And yeah, unfortunately, you know what? But a good, I got to give credit there to Fung with the arm. I mean, he didn't use the cutoff. He went right to home, and he even almost put it past and over the head of the catcher in Predator.
Yeah. And I'm surprised that Calvin didn't go to second base on that throw. Because there was no way the cutoff man was getting to that ball. So, you mean, the first base coach maybe should have sent him? I don't know. Another game, another strategy, I guess. Everybody has their own way.
Yeah, but a huge inning nonetheless for the Giants in this one.
Yeah, they've plated 3 runs already. They closed the gap to 4-3 here in the top of the 7th. A good pitch by Finkelstein. 1-2 the count now on the catcher, Bach. You wouldn't want to be a pitcher and have that name.
Nope.
Just an observation. A throw over to first to keep Calvin close. I think this might work in Finkelstein's favor. Left-hander against the left-hander.
Yeah.
Usually. You just never know anymore. And a bit of a wasted pitch there for Finkelstein to see if anybody was going to swing at it. Which actually, you know, Charlie Towers did.
Yeah, we saw Charlie Towers do it just moments ago.
That's right.
But definitely up in the lead on the count here for Finkelstein.
And a swing and a miss and a strikeout there for Jake Finkelstein, who had a tough go of it in that inning, but he worked his way out of it. And he gets the congratulations from his teammates over at the dugout. And they understand what he was going through, and they understand what he's gone through to get to this point. So it was a good test, I guess, for Jake Finkelstein. So now the damage, though, 3 runs on just the 1 hit that I've got marked down here. The rest were wild pitches or ball, or base on balls, pass balls, that kind of stuff. So the gap has been closed. 4-3. Gulls lead it as they head to the bottom of the 7th inning.
With me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carter. How about a round of applause for Carter here tonight?
And Carter has graciously volunteered to lead us in the singing of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So Carter, when you are ready, by all means. Joe, you got the song.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. So it's root for the home team. If the Gulls don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Go, Gulls, go!
How about for Carter here? That was excellent. Well done.
Great job, Wally. And I'm not naming names, but some of you cannot hold a tune to save your life. I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining us at Pogetto Park. Gulls Field's a pretty nice place. By applause, how many of you have been to a Gulls game before tonight? And how many of you are at your very first Gulls game tonight?
The words start to get around. Maybe we'll ask you to sing next time. Thanks for being here, everybody. Enjoy your night at the ballpark.
New pitcher on the mound for the Fort McMurray Giants, and that is number 27, Colton Bagshaw. Will be facing Ethan He as his first batter as we are in the bottom of the 7th inning. A big top 7th inning for the Giants, scoring 3 runs on 1 hit. And now it is the Sylvan Lake Gulls' turn to respond.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they come back and try and increase that lead, that 1-run lead. You know, a 4-run lead, you feel a little comfortable. 1-run lead, not so much.
Yeah, starting to definitely make things a little bit more interesting as we near the end of the ball game. Last few innings and left to go. Well, I guess 2.5 to be exact.
Yeah. 2-1 count now to the Gulls shortstop Ethan He. Colton Bagshaw, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Giants. Logan Knight started at 4 1/3 innings. And then the next 2 2/3 innings was Evan Morrison. And now we have Colton Bagshaw. And that comes inside. And Ethan He draws himself a walk. And that brings up the center fielder this evening, Chase Rodriguez.
Your last call for your Best Energy 50/50 tickets. Last call, get them now. Don't coming up at the bottom of the game, as you can see here, at $8,000. Get them hot.
And we're just going to have a little meeting right now at the mound. So there you see He on first base. Talking with first base coach.
Did he get his gummy?
I think he got his gummy, yeah.
I thought maybe that's who he was calling.
No.
Hey,
Hey, he forgot it. No, he's chewing on it as he's calling him over there. So maybe he's saying, give me another one. I'm hungry. A quick little meeting on the mound for the new pitcher and Colton Bagshaw and settle him down a little bit right ahead of Chase Rodriguez. Just a cool, you know, we've talked about it in the first year, but you know, maybe you're new to watching us here this year, especially if you're down from the States. But just a cool facility here in Sylvan Lake. You got the kids zone, and you know, a lot of kids always playing in the kids zone. You know how kids can be tough to keep entertained with a baseball game, so they get to go into the kids zone and do all fun sorts of activities in there with supervision at all times.
That's an interesting little area.
Yeah.
It's always going.
Yeah.
0-1 to count right here to Rodriguez, and he fouls that back 0-2. Ethan He over at first base after drawing a walk. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 4-3, the Gulls lead it.
And some big changes too from even last year to carrying over to this year. Now having a bunch more signage up and the beer gardens being improved with the deck and more picnic tables.
And he misses outside with that pitch. 1-2. Chase Rodriguez and then Jackson Clement is on deck. And he takes off. Oh, and there's going to be a double play here as Fuji makes the grab and then fires it over to first base to catch Ethan He, who was taken off for second. It was a good play. If that got through, he probably would have made it all the way to third base, but unfortunately, he was doubled up off of first base.
And there you see Giants pitcher number 11, Carter Kopp, dancing a little bit in the bullpen, liking the tunes as he warms up, just in case they need to replace Bagshaw quickly.
Good selection of music by Darren Clark.
Yeah, always playing the beats here at
He does a good job.
Big Apple Park, absolutely. I find in myself, oh, that was a 91-mile-per-hour pitch too, that last one.
He held up, and nope, Jeff Chipley down at third base says, no, he went around.
And Chipley and Jowett are sure becoming
They're-
good buddies, in the last few days.
Yeah, they're having some discussions, aren't they? Yes. Nice pitch there, 89-mile-an-hour fastball, blew and past Jackson Clement. He was 0 for 2 this evening with a ground out and fly out, and then a hit by a pitch. That comes in inside to even the count at 2-2. Gulls looking to add to their lead, but Bagwell's keeping them in check, and that's grounded down to first base. And Colton Cotter tags the bag, getting the third out, and ending the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base, and after 7 complete, the Gulls lead it 4-3 as we head for the top of the 8th inning.
All right, fans, it's that time of the night. It's Jared up here in the Gull's Nest once again. That sound can only mean one thing. It's time for some Gull droppings here at the ballpark tonight. We've got some inflatable beach baseballs, and we're giving away to the loudest folks here tonight. Who wants some Gull droppings tonight? Here, let's try it again. And down. All right, Marissa's on the other side. That one's got some distance. All right, folks, we'll be back a little bit later on. Stick around. We'll be back with that 50-50 ticket draw. So make sure you have your numbers handy.
Back to the top of the 8th inning here in Sylvan Lake between the Giants and the Gulls, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Gulls, Stephen Hospital, number 37, big, tall pitcher. And you know what? This is the first time, obviously, here in Gulls Stadium we get to see Hospital pitch.
And that's drilled to third base. But Matthew Carrado says, no, I got this.
Yep.
Not a problem. Not a problem. That's the way to start.
Great grab. Absolutely. And he's getting some words. He's trading some smiles. The head coach, Ray Brown, giving him a little, well, maybe a little credit. Maybe tell him, hey, you calm down out there.
And Hospital comes in with a strike on that pitch to Colton Cotter, the first baseman. No, maybe not.
It's David Dreyers.
Yeah.
Colton Cotter is the one that just flew
That
it
just
to.
flew out, yeah.
Yeah. To Coretta. That's a called ball. So 1-1 the call now to number 37, Stephen Hospital.
90-mile-an-hour fastball there.
Yep.
He comes in with that, and it's grounded over to Simpson. He moves to his left, up with it, over to Noah Hull, and that records the second out. That brings up the shortstop. Well, maybe not. Yeah, it is.
Yep. Alfonso Villalobos.
There you go.
Villalobos. Yeah, that's a cool last name. Cool name in total, actually. First and last. Just rolls right off the tongue. I probably butchered it, but hey.
He's walked twice, by the way. And he scored on a wild pitch back in the 7th inning. So
that was a great curveball too by Hospital. It was going inside to out, and it really curved in there to be a called strike. It's like he heard me. Gee,
no, he heard your stomach is what he heard.
He heard my stomach from the next room, and if you're curious on
the
what just
microphone
happened,
picks up everything,
yeah.
buddy. I heard it. I wasn't going to say anything. I'm just being polite.
President of Baseball Operations, Akil Samuel, treating us well here up in the broadcast booth, bringing us burgers.
Yeah, what a sweetheart.
What a guy, hey? I'll take it. Look at this. This is what.
That's a burger.
That's a burger right there, and that's how you treat your employees right there, keeping us happy.
But you can't eat.
Now
and
I can't.
talk.
Yeah, exactly. What am I supposed to do with it now?
You're going to go in the
Look
other
at
room.
it? Yeah.
I'm by myself now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If I go quiet for a while, you know what happened.
Mumbles. This is drilled out to Matty Fung, and it's going to drop in front of him. So a base hit for Villalobos.
Yeah, good single there. Punching his way out there and punching his way to first.
And this brings up Antonio Fernandez, the designated hitter, who was struck out, grounded out to third, and struck out back in the 7th inning. But he did reach on a pass ball on that strikeout. So 2 down here in the top of the 8th inning. The Gulls holding on to that 4-3 lead. Simpson makes a great play and on his knees.
Wow.
But not enough. But what an outstanding play by Clary Simpson.
Yeah.
Deep into the hole there behind second base. And the fact that he got a glove on it is amazing. And the fact that he got a throw, even though he had to one hop it down to first base, it doesn't matter. That was an outstanding play.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was just going to say, and to twist his body all the way around while he's on his back, to still make the play and be accurate with the throw to first base as well.
Well, that's keeping the inning alive for the Giants right now, and Hospital's got his work cut out. That's fouled out of play.
Yep.
This is, he's such a wonderful man.
He is.
Samuel.
Yeah, he
He's
really
just
is.
bringing us all sorts of goodies.
Yeah.
Here. Oh, look at what he
Yeah,
brought.
well, he had one for you too, but
Okay. No, I
brought you a water
Yeah,
anyways.
I got a water.
There you go.
Yeah, that's all cool. A good pitch in there by Hospital, but that misses for a strike, or for a ball, I should say.
Yeah.
2 men on, 2 out, 4-3 Gulls lead it. This is an important at bat. Brendan Green at the plate for the Giants. And he puts that into right field, and this could score a run. Clement up with it, and he brings it in, and we are tied.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Gets there in time.
We are tied. It was an RBI single for Brendan Green.
And that was close. And Chatwood again coming out, speaking with the home ump. And he obviously disagreeing with the call. Thought it got there in time. And I mean, great arm by Jackson Clement to keep it close. But good wheels by Villalobos to get there and make sure. And yeah, talk about a like you said, Jim, important bat. And how important was it? Well, it just tied the game now. So the Gulls again, struggling a little bit in the last couple innings and they just need to find their rhythm and get back on track, because things are starting to slip in the wrong direction for them.
Hospital comes well inside on that pitch. I've got this down as Fuji, but is that who it is? Number 16? Yep.
Yep, it's Fuji.
Can't see the numbers from here, so that evens the count at 1-1. 2 men on. We are tied here in the top of the 8th inning.
And right now, getting a good picture of the Gulls bullpen. Designated hitter Kyle Frelick. I don't know why I froze there. Kyle Frelick, yeah, throwing it in, and we might be seeing his appearance here soon, depending on how Hospital does in this inning. But that's always good to see. You know how Kyle Frelick likes to throw. He can throw some heaters down the middle.
And he works fast.
And he does work fast.
Really fast.
A guy that can do it all.
Oh, nice pitch. 88-mile-an-hour fastball in there for a strike. 2-2 the count. 2 men on. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. A lot of 2s. If you like the number 2, go buy your lottery ticket right now.
Yep.
Or your 50-50.
Now how about a 22-mile-per-hour pitch? Let's see it. That's
No.
something I would throw. if I could get it up that high, I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
know?
22's pushing it, isn't it? And a very important strikeout there for Stephen Hospital, who was going along quite well, and then things just got a little shaky, and that's all that happens. This is a good baseball team, this Fort McMurray Giants, and they capitalized with scoring a run in this inning on 2 hits. No, I got 3 hits now. Got 3 hits, 1 run on 3 hits, and 2 men left on base. But we are tied at 4, heading to the bottom of the 8th inning.
Where's Curtis at? Curtis is right over there. He's got to stand up. Hey, it's Curtis's 50th birthday today. Thank you for joining us here at the ballpark. 50 years young. We appreciate you being here. And I heard a young one by the name of Grady, 8 years old today. Happy birthday, Grady. Just got tonight's attendance figures. And tonight we are at 1,307. 1,300 folks here spending their Friday nights at Gulls Field at Pogattle Park. We appreciate you being here. A reminder, we're here tomorrow and Sunday afternoon as well. And also want to tell you, after every Gulls home game presented by Pure Orthodontics, we invite you to come down on the field, win or lose. The kids run the bases. It's an opportunity for you and your families to join us on the field for a photo and some autographs of your favorite Gulls players. So stick around after the game. Pure Orthodontics, kids run the bases.
Bottom of the 8th inning, and leading things off after warming up in the bullpen, the designated hitter Kyle Frelick steps to the plate to see if he can do some damage with his bat this time.
Yeah, I mean, going from pitching in the bullpen to warm it up, weren't sure if we were going to see him stay as the designated hitter or if he was going to come in as the pitcher closer to close out this game. But I think a smart move to keep him as the designated hitter, knowing his success so far tonight.
And quickly, he's ahead, 2-0. Bagshaw still on the mound for the Giants. This is his 2nd inning of work. And 3-0 the count to the leadoff hitter. Frelick with a couple of strikeouts and a home run on the evening.
Yep.
And he might get a couple of strikeouts as a pitcher if he comes in the 9th. So. And he takes the walk. I don't think Bagshaw wanted anything to do with any pitches inside on Frelick.
Yeah, no, that's especially when it's a tight game like this, now tied at 4. The momentum's going the right way for you if you're the Giants. You know, I think that would be a smart move to walk Frelick.
And he refused his gummy at first base.
Oh, see? Oh, well,
I didn't
will
know.
it pay off?
I don't know. Matthew Carrata, the 3rd baseman, steps in to face Bagshaw. And he takes the first pitch for a strike.
And seeing some warm-ups still going on in the bullpen this time for the Giants as Carter Kopp is throwing some down the middle.
And Corrado looked like he was not really going to bunt, but kind of showing bunt.
I think he was showing bunt and then pulled away last second, thinking it was going to be too high, but
It was called a strike. 0-2 the count. Ooh, he misses low with that one. A little off-speed pitch there from Bagshaw. This
the
might
crowd
be
getting into it a little bit here.
Yeah, they're not leaving. It's a tight game. 2-2 the count now. This, I wonder, looking just to get that one run, maybe to bunt and bring him over, but now with 2 strikes on him, I don't think the bunt is on anymore. So, oh wow,
Yeah, great patience.
That's a good eye.
Yeah.
that's a good looking pitch.
Great patience by Coretta. I mean, down 0-2 on the count.
He's worked it
You
back to a
work
full
it back
count.
to the full count. Yeah.
And Noah Hull sitting on deck, left-hander. And Frelick takes off. Doesn't have to worry about it though, because he's in there easily, and a walk to Corrado.
2 straight walks to the pitcher in Colton Bagshaw, sorry. And so they're gonna have a little meeting on the mound here, and catcher's gonna come out.
So how's your burger?
You know what? I took 2 bites of this burger, and gotta tell you, it is unreal, delicious. If you're at the Gulls game, you gotta try out these burgers.
Right there.
Super good. I mean, I don't know if you can look at that. Look at that burger.
It smells really good. Like, I'll tell you that right now. It smells really good.
Very good.
I got a water.
So do I.
Yeah, he's also got something else.
Well,
there.
we won't talk about that.
It's an adult beverage. That's okay.
It's an
You're
adult
allowed. You're an
beverage.
adult,
That's-
aren't you?
We're saving that for post-game enjoyment.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, here we are in the top of the 8th inning. This is, if you're a Gulls fan, this is exactly what you want to see.
Yep.
2 base runners, nobody out. And a big man coming to play, the left-hander. So, maybe works in his favor. Lefty going against a righty.
Yep.
So.
Oh, by the way, this is our public address announcer, Joe Whitbread here, on the camera now.
Hi,
and
Joe.
Getting some.
Aren't
he
you
just
supposed to
knows-
be doing something
what?
over to our left?
Yeah, he knows when to come in. He kind of knew his cue, and he waited till the camera was on.
See you, Joe.
There
Come
you
again
go.
when you can't stay so long.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just meet the team here tonight.
And this is Noah Hull.
So this could be a huge inning if you're the Silver Lake Gulls. Bottom of the 8th inning, and you got some men on base.
This is where you need
This is where you need something.
a base hit into the gap to score a run and get that lead back. If he's gonna keep throwing outside like that, you're just gonna keep watching it. And if he wants to walk in a run, I'm sure the Gulls will say thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 2-0 the count now to the first baseman, Noah Hull. And he was gonna come out of his shoes with that one.
Yeah, that beat him low and outside. Low and away from him. It was a really good pitch, honestly. That was a good read by Colton Bagshaw.
Oh, and he catches the corner on that one to even the count. Noah Hull was asking, hey, was that in the strike zone? Well, I guess it was because he called it a strike. We're thinking it was a strike zone.
Be nice to, yeah, can you imagine we get that?
He fouls that back out of play.
Get the strike zone on our broadcast. Wouldn't that be
the little
something?
box
The
here?
little box, yeah.
Yeah. That's, that's really tough on the umpires because, the ball's coming in, especially on the major league level. My goodness, the ball's coming in at 90 plus, and you're trying to, the inside, outside of the catcher, we're not sure. And that's out. And a one hopper, but they're going to get one there, make the play over at third base, and this could score the go-ahead run right here.
Yep.
As Kyle Frelick comes in sliding. Good heads-up base running by Frelick. A bouncer to second base that Fuji just couldn't handle. And then the shortstop, Villalobos, grabbed it, stepped on the bag, got the force out, and then tried to get the other force or the tag out at third. and third baseman Charlie Towers couldn't handle the throw. So, what have we got going on here? Noah Hull is now standing over at second base.
Yeah. And you got
On the
Ben
fielder's
Prager.
choice. And Kyle Freilich scored on that wild pitch, and Karada got forced out at second by the shortstop. So I'm trying to keep track of all this.
It's a lot going on.
And we have one out, but the Gulls have the lead back. And they got Ben Prediger, who had a couple of RBIs there back in the fourth inning.
Yep. Yeah, he had a 3-run double there in the fourth.
And a big cut at that one. 2-2 the count now on Predator. Noah Hull standing at second base, hoping to come in and score. The Gulls with a 5-4 lead right now over Fort McMurray, after Kyle Freilich scored on a heads-up base running play.
Yeah, and that's some simple mistakes too for both teams, obviously, that are you know, costing runs. And this time it goes in the Gulls' favor to score a run on a big error. Now they're they got a little bit of jump in their step, and obviously you're kind of starting to see it just even in the swing pattern of Ben Prediger. He's really swinging hard and trying, when he does connect, he's hoping it goes the right direction like that.
That's well hit into left field. That's Brendan Green circling underneath it, though. The wind held that one up. But
yep. Well struck ball, but unfortunately just not enough juice on it, and it went right to the left fielder in Green, and he got under that no problem. And the wind also might have been to his favor as well, helping him out. Now Clutch Cleary coming up to bat for the Sylvan Lake Gulls with 2 outs and 1 on base, as we get a substitution runner for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Now at second base is number 20, Michael Pollard.
okay. Yeah, I guess the big first baseman, Noah Hull, they're probably thinking, well, maybe we need a little more speed out at second base on the base hit, because he'll be running on the hit.
Yeah.
And then Freilich is back up, warming up in the bullpen. So he did his job, scoring the run. Now he's going to probably come in, I'm guessing, to close out the 9th inning. And Clary Simpson up to bat here. Time to live up to the nickname.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's hit the ball hard tonight, but usually right at somebody. And he takes that first pitch for a strike. Pollard over at second base. Pinch runner for the first baseman, Noah Hull. And the count now 1-1. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Gulls with a 4-0 lead early, and then a big 3-run 7th inning for the Giants. And then they scored another one in the top of the 8th. And this is going to drop in. No, that is just foul.
Yeah, that would have been absolutely perfect if it was just a few feet more to the right. Unfortunately for Cleary Simpson, he's got to retreat back to his bat and try again. Count being 1-2. And, you know, we say clutch Cleary. Well, how clutch is Cleary Simpson? Well, he had a .303 batting average last season. It also had 132 at-bat appearances, scoring in 31 runs, 15 RBIs, walked on 23 balls, and he got 1 home run, and that home run was in the first game of the season last year.
He got it out of the way right away.
Got it out of the way right away, yeah.
That's it. Bagshaw missing wide with that one, 2-2. There's those twos again.
Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 1 man on. Just to ruin the feng shui. Oh, and he caught the corner on that one. Caught Cleary Simpson looking for the strikeout. But the damage done there. 1 run on no hits. There you go. So 1 run, no hits, 1 man left on base. But the important thing here for the Gulls is they now have that 5-4 lead as they hit into the top of the 9th inning, and Stephen Hospital is going to stay out there on the mound for the Gulls. We'll have the top of the 9th inning for you after this.
185. That's 3033. Tonight's jackpot is $8,370. If you've got the winning ticket, bring your ticket to the Gulls store. One of our volunteers will assist you. Or if you purchased your tickets online, make sure you keep an eye out for that as well. 3033, you're walking home with $4,185. Half of that going towards the Gulls Gift Foundation as well. Special thanks to Vesta Energy and all of our volunteers and you, the fans, for your contributions here tonight. So if that is your winning ticket number, please head to the Gulls store. One of our volunteers will happy to assist.
Top of the 9th inning.
Here we are, top of
comes the
9,
big
5-4 Gulls lead it. And Charlie Towers will lead things off for the Fort McMurray Giants. And the former Gull grounds it to his former teammate Clary Simpson, who fires it over to first base, which is being played now by Chase Rodriguez. And Michael Pollard is out in center field right now. So 1 down here. And we've got a new batter here. Oh no.
No switch.
This is Reese Calvin. He's
Yes,
a switch hitter.
switch
I
hitter.
did not know that. Now we know.
Yep.
I wonder if he's better from the left side or the right side.
We'll never know. Until he hits it really good, then
Yeah,
you
I
might
guess.
know. But yeah, no. Interesting move. Some moving pieces here going into the top of the 9th inning.
And he grounds that down to first base. And Chase Rodriguez takes that himself. And quickly,
Yeah.
we are looking at 2 outs
1 out away.
on 3 pitches right now.
That's you know what? That's pretty well done. I mean, it's kind of almost how you draw it up, and especially for Hospital, he was kind of maybe we were not 100% sure what was actually going to be happening
Ryan
with
Cross.
him coming back in the 9th inning. So good for him to be able to stay in the game and keep his head in it.
And that's fouled down the left field line. Stick around after the broadcast here for the Snap Fitness Player of the Game for the Gulls. And there was a few choices that I had to make here, but I think I've settled on a reasonably good choice.
Yep.
You know,
I don't know who you picked, but I'm assuming it's
somebody on the
somebody
Gulls.
pretty good.
It's somebody on the Gulls. I'll give you that hint.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
0-2 the count here.
The options could be endless.
Jordan Bach is the last hope here for the Giants here. Stephen Hospital
Yeah, one
ready
strike
to
away.
go.
And he's only 1 strike away too.
Yep.
So he
They're down
called
to their
time.
last strike.
Called time and decided to just try to freeze Hospital if he could.
And that's drilled down to Chase Rodriguez. He flips it to Hospital, and that is the game as the Gulls go out to a lead, give up that lead, fight back to gain the lead again, and then Stephen Hospital closes it out with a 6th pitch, 9th inning.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean, talk about the play by Rodriguez to slide down and reach back for that ball to grab it with his glove, and then to still make the play, and good hustle by Hospital, get over to first bag to tag it before the runner, and there you have it. Gulls doing a very good job to fight the urgency that the Giants were putting on, and they hold on for that 5-4 win. So we're about to get ready for that Snap Fitness Player of the Game, Jim. And I mean, any more hints that you can give us at what he did tonight, or what you saw that made him the Snap Fitness Player of the Game?
What I saw to have this young man by the name of Ryan Cross, the starting pitcher tonight, and he managed 6 complete innings, I believe. Yeah, 6 complete innings, 5 strikeouts, gave up 1 hit and no runs.
Nice.
I think that's a good choice.
Yep.
And we'll have that for you right now.
Thank you very much, Joe. Standing here with our Snap Fitness Sylvan Lake Player of the Game, this is number 27, Spokane, Washington's Ryan Cross. Ryan, it was an up and down game. You guys played with the lead, came back a little bit, but you guys pulled it out in the end. Just tell us what you saw out there.
Yeah, the guys really grinded today. I thought the bats came alive when we needed to, and we got the dub, so it's always nice.
Talk about your performance here tonight. A great evening for yourself, and just talk about how that felt and how you're feeling about starting things off here this season.
Yeah, I'm excited. I appreciate all the fans coming out. First inning was got the kinks out a little bit, hit a couple guys, but I felt like I was able to settle in nicely, and yeah, happy to got the win most of all.
And again, right back at it again tomorrow for Mac again. Just talk about what you're seeing from them.
Yeah, I thought they put together some pretty good at-bats. Nothing's going to be easy. I thought their pitchers were pretty good. It's definitely going to be a grind all 3 games.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Snap Fitness Player of the Game, number 27, Ryan Cross. Ryan, congratulations once again. Congrats on the win. And ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to join us on the field this evening. It's the Pure Orthodontics Kids Run the Bases. Come on down, grab some photos. We'll have some autograph cards for
there
you as
have
well.
It. Ryan Cross, the Player of the Game, thanks to Jim Claggett's nomination. And you know, like you said, he had a really good game, and you know, like Ryan says, you know, it's going to be quite the test against this Fort McMurray team. I mean, you got 2 more games this weekend, one tomorrow night, one Sunday afternoon, and with the win tonight, the Sylvan Lake Gulls just took 2nd place in the West. But like we said, they got a little bit of a series they're going to have to play against the Fort McMurray Giants, because we know they're going to be coming back hungry tomorrow, knowing how close they could have finished this one out.
You know, and getting out to that 4-0 lead was big. Yep. And then they showed a little bit of that resilience that we saw last year with this team, that you don't quit on them.
Yeah.
They've got the bats, they've got the arms, they can play some good defense, and they obviously have some pitching. Stephen Hospital came in and just slammed the door shut in the top of the 9th inning, and that's exactly what you need from a guy who's going to close the game for you. And they got the big important run on some of a misplay by the Giants infield, but it happens, right?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of chuckling to myself when we heard Ryan Cross talk about, I got the kinks out, I hit a couple of guys.
Well, at
that's
least
getting
he's
the
honest.
kinks out. I don't know, you know.
Yeah, at least he's honest. And I mean, talk about Kyle Freilich too. I mean, getting a little bit off the schneid, if you will, and finally getting that first home run of the season under his belt. That's got to feel pretty good for him.
Oh, I'm sure he's quite happy about that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So they'll be looking to keep it going on the right track tomorrow night when they face the Fort McMurray Giants right here at Bagatelle Park. 7 o'clock tomorrow. Get your tickets online at sylvanlakegulls.com. We hope to see you here, and if not, we hope to see you right back here on the live stream. For Jim Claggett, myself, Cale Clark, and the whole broadcast crew, it has been a privilege. Thanks for tuning in to Home Team Live. We'll see you next time.